It not only provides me a bit of temporary relief from that situation when I'm feeling it, but overall, my experience of life, overall, I just feel like I am resisting life less and enjoying life more. The most important lesson I have learned in my spiritual growth journey is the importance of putting my attention on my body sensations, especially when I'm feeling uncomfortable emotions like anxiety, fear, sadness, anger. And I just want to go into a little bit more detail of how to do this in a way that we suffer less when these feelings come. So whenever we get this uncomfortable emotion, like anxiety, fear, anger, there's two things. There's two parts of it. One is there will be a body sensation, like, for example, it could be tightness in the chest or in the gut. Some people feel it in their throat. For me, it's usually right here on the right side of my chest where I will feel a tightness, or sometimes it's a burning sensation. Sometimes it can even be physically painful when the emotion is very big. So, what I do in that situation is to place my attention on the body sensation and focus on, where I am feeling it. And so, like I said, there's two parts of this uncomfortable emotion. One is the body sensation, and the second is the story that my mind will start to tell around that emotion. So let's say if it's anger, the mind will go off and it's it's generating a story. So let's say if I'm feeling anger at something my child did. Oh, he shouldn't have done this, and he's so ungrateful. I've told him 1,000 times, and he still did it, and he never listens to me. I should not do anything for him. Whatever, the mind will go crazy. You know what I'm saying, right? The mind will be on steroids, just wanting to go on and tell myself this story around that anger I'm feeling. So, out of these two things that are happening, the body sensation and the story that the mind is telling, by default, what we do is we become sucked into the story, and then it repeats in a loop, and then we just go on and on and on, thinking stuff and just being in a loop of these thoughts. So, what I'm suggesting is to do the opposite. Be less interested in the story that the mind is going to spin and become more interested in focusing on the physical sensation that is accompanying that emotion. So, become very, very curious about where am I feeling this tightness or this pain or this burning, whatever the case may be for you. Become curious about where am I feeling it, what is the intensity of it, and the next thing is to do is that usually we resist this. We resist that body sensation. Instead of resisting it, allow it, welcome it. So maybe say something like tightness in the chest. I see you. I notice you. I welcome you, and you are allowed to visit. You are allowed to stay for as long as you want. And just by doing that, you will notice that there is a kind of a relief associated with the acceptance of that body sensation. I find this method works amazingly well because you're not pushing that emotion away, and by by focusing on the body sensation, you're also able to stop the mind, maybe not stop, but at least reduce the story it's telling you and the nonstop thoughts it's generating. And that kind of breaks the power that strong emotion has on you. So it reduces your suffering. And like with anything else, This does not come easily. This comes with practice. And try it on the smaller things first. Try it on your little irritations, like, the light turns red as soon as you're approaching it, or somebody cuts you off in traffic and you get angry. Practice this method with those little situations and notice where you're feeling it. And by focusing by focusing on the body sensation, you kind of cut the mental chatter that your mind generates around that. And it's not easy. It's not easy, which is why I said practice with the smaller things. But in my opinion, this is the biggest game changer. I think it's the biggest spiritual lesson I have learned. And like I said, it not only provides me a bit of temporary relief from that situation when I'm feeling it, but overall, my experience of life, overall, I just feel like I am resisting life less and enjoying life more, because I'm just letting things flow. I'm letting things flow. I'm not stopping the emotions. I'm not pushing my emotions away. And Michael Singer says that he calls this relax and release. When you relax around that body sensation, you relax around that area where you're feeling that tightness or discomfort. And you can do this by deep breathing. Some people like to say a mantra. There's many ways to do this. And I have made a separate video on the different ways in which I do this relax and release technique. I will link it in the description below if you want to learn the details of it. But what we are doing essentially by handling our difficult emotions in this way is that we are releasing a lot of our stored trauma, our stored samskaras, our stored patterns. It all means the same thing, different terms for the same thing. So over the course of our lives, we have like buried down so many emotions. There's so much unprocessed trauma. So when we do this, we allow it to release, and we also prevent new patterns or new trauma from getting stored, because we are processing it. We are allowing that emotion to pass through us. And if we allow it, it does pass through us. That emotion just wants to be given some attention. And when we give it some attention, by giving that attention to our body, that emotion will pass. And then we don't store it. And then we are happier. We are closer to unconditional joy. Let me know if there's any questions about this. I'm happy to explain in more detail if needed. And have a great day.